the visual arts can provide a means of healing in a way that's really important for society in post-conflict situations, and it's a means that's often overlooked naturally in favour of infrastructure and daily survival, and so it's easily kind of overlooked and seen as something that's not really necessary to life. But in many ways, the visual arts and cultural practice is something that can really bring communities together in order to address traumatic pasts. And that's what this project did, Memorias Intimas Marcus, was to bring together different members or different participants in the conflict. So what the project did was to invite a Cuban artist, a South African artist and an Angolan artist to revisit the battlefield. And they spent 12 days there doing different performance projects, doing different kind of interventions in the landscape. So one artist spent 7 days digging, simply digging. This was the Cuban artist, Carlos Caracoa. And he was performing this digging as a way of honouring 4 of his school friends who'd been killed in Cuito Cuanavale. And so for him it was a way of relating to the landscape and kind of excavating the layers of history that were embedded in this landscape of the battlefield, thinking about looking for answers, thinking about the reasons why this had happened, but also looking for traces of history in the landscape. And then another artist, Gavin Young, made some films with a bicycle, so very simply recording what was happening in Cuito Cuanavale, just the landscape, the people, very kind of unintrusive sort of documentation of the way in which the community there had found ways to carry on, had found ways to move on past the conflict. So the project was framed as a kind of a psychological healing, psychoanalytical healing, if you like, and used sort of forms of ritual, forms of cleansing. So, for example, they washed houses. There was a sort of ritual cleansing of the landscape. These kind of projects would, aim to perform a sort of exorcism. They used this term exorcism of the trauma of the past.